to This Month at Salesforce. I am your host, Shibani Ahuja. This is a new show where we cover all the latest product news, announcements, and innovations coming out of Salesforce this month. Now, things are moving fast these days with AI, with agents, with coding, and we are here to unpack it all for you. From Agentforce to Headless 360 to Slack, we're going to give you everything that you need to know. Humans, agents, all working together. And here's our CEO, Mark Benioff, on the All In podcast, talking about the latest.
There's awesome new capabilities. Like, these coding agents are awesome. Anthropic is awesome. Like, I am going to probably use $300 million of Anthropic this year at Salesforce coding. Everything's going to be cheaper to make. It's more efficient. I can do things that I just could not do before. I can go faster than ever before. I can implement my software and sell it at the same time. I've never been able to do that before. I can break through obstacles that I've had, just by focusing, because I have coding agents and humans together, working together. Today, I have humans, agents, and headless platforms all interoperating. Never before. So the opportunity for my own company and the efficiency that I have in my own company in service and support, in distribution and marketing across the board is unprecedented. What I can do for our customers, unprecedented.
Whoo, you just heard. Things are moving fast. Mark just made some big announcements on the Salesforce earnings call. Let's take a look.
Very excited about our new Agentforce Coworker, which we announced last week. If you haven't heard about that, every single one of our Salesforce applications now comes with a built-in autonomous agent. No complex configuration. You just turn it on. It becomes your coworker, finding answers, taking action, getting work done fast. To give you an idea of the impact that Coworker will have, people search for information inside Salesforce 1 billion times a month. Coworker turns search into answers and answers into action. I'll tell you, this quarter, we also announced Headless 360, again, making all of Salesforce accessible through our MCP clients, APIs, CLA prompts. Headless 360, bringing together the humans, agents, and headless platforms so you can use Salesforce with any coding agent across any surface.
Okay, that was cool. But our number one job here is to make sure our customers are successful. So that's where we're going to start, with the story of how an amazing customer of ours has started using Agentforce to reimagine what's possible within healthcare. Mimit Health uses Agentforce to streamline patient onboarding, improve provider workflows, and deliver highly personalized care for patients. That's what we want, right? Yes. Let's take a look.
If you take away health, that's done. There's nothing else.
Healthcare is very fragmented.
Patients are frustrated from the beginning
because it's not centered on them. How can I fix this? Then I found Salesforce. I deliver care personalized to the patient, and I do that all on the Salesforce platform. Data 360 becomes the activation layer.
Back into Agentforce Health, back into Slack. Using Agentforce pre-procedure prep for doctors went from 90 minutes to 90 seconds.
My purpose is to help people lead their best lives. You couldn't do that without the Agentic enterprise.
Medicine at the speed of life. You heard it from Dr. Chopra. Better, faster, cheaper. Yes, you really can have all three. To talk a little more about that, we're thrilled to have Dr. Chopra joining us live from Chicago right now. And I want to point out that he's in surgical scrubs, not just because it looks cool, but he's about to go into surgery right after this. That's amazing. Dr. Chopra, welcome to This Month at Salesforce.
Thank you.
Dr. Chopra, how did you get started on Salesforce?
We talk about B2B, B2C, all that stuff, but it's all human to human. And over there, I realized you may be one person in the world, but you can be the world to somebody. And I want my organization to be able to do that. And that's how I got stuck on Salesforce, because as an organization, you had similar values. And then on top of that, you had this culture of innovation. You had the Ohana people working together. So and at the same token, I found click no code. I mean, here I am, a doctor, and I found Salesforce, and I just created a field, and I deployed it. And this is version 1. I've been on Salesforce since 2013 or maybe earlier. And so on that platform, I've built now, where we are today, an intelligent healthcare operating system, Data 360 as the platform. Think of it as a sophisticated rocket or a jet, where all the data, which is fuel, is in a closed loop system in the engines, and it's running smooth, all designed for one purpose: help every individual lead their best lives. You do it better, you do it faster, you do it cheaper.
What did it take to get you and your team to trust Agentforce and put it to work?
In the beginning, if you took any AI agent, for example, Claude, Agentforce, they're all generic. It's just asking a stranger on the street, tell me my diagnosis and what should I do? They'll come up with something bizarre. So you need the right context. So Salesforce creates that environment. We started small, and now we rely on it 100%. The 5 surgeries I have today, I open Slackbot and I say, hey, tell me my schedule today. It gives me the list of names, and it won't hallucinate because it can only look in the Salesforce objects that we've created. We are completely headless. We've taken the agents through Slack. It's the front door.
Right.
At the back, data 360, all data from everywhere. We have Snowflake. We do zero copy. We have all the Postgres servers, etc. But we get all that data and it's all unified, harmonized. Once that is done, then we do the calculated insights. We do the audiences, the segmentation. Then we activate it to our health cloud for a patient's care plan or a marketing message. And marketing for us is not getting clicks and leads, and our success is not, so many views. It is about, hey, a holiday is coming. You're diabetic. Here's how you learn how to manage your diet over the holidays. Or we do remote patient monitoring and we communicate on omni-channel, text, WhatsApp, all on the Salesforce platform. And we see that they missed their appointment, the blood sugar is high, the weight's going up, we start engaging them.
I love that you're paying it forward. I love that you've created this SI to help others and be able to replicate a lot of what you've done. I love the fact that you've said that the system has become the patient. And on the topic of patients, we know that there's a few that are waiting for you. You got 5 surgeries today. So just really wanted to thank you for your time and go unbreak a leg.
Thank you. I do vascular, so I'll save a limb. They don't get an amputation.
Okay, that might be better. Go save a limb. Thank you, Dr. Chopra. We really appreciate your time. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, you too.
Now, Mimit Health is just one of many customers who have transformed how their business operates by becoming an agentic enterprise. You heard Mark talk about Agentforce Coworker and Headless 360. What is Headless? What does it do? What's with the name? Well, here's our very own Chief Marketing Officer, Patrick Stokes, to break it down.
What Headless means is we've decoupled the underlying platform from the user interface. And that is really important because what AI has done is it has totally changed software, as I mentioned. I want you to think about this for a moment. Every single piece of software that has ever existed, that has ever been built and written in the entire history of the world was coded by a human being alone, was implemented by a handful of human beings, and then it's used by only human beings. What Agentic AI does is it changes all 3 of those things. Your software can now be written, can now be built from the ground up by not just a human, but by a human who's augmented by a coding agent. So we can innovate faster. Your implementations, which used to take dozens, maybe hundreds of individuals and months to complete, 6, 9, 12 months to complete an implementation, can now be done in just a few days if we do this right. And then finally, the end product, the applications, the thing that your users need to use, we don't need complex UIs anymore. In fact, just a few weeks ago at our recent Slack event, Parker Harris, our co-founder, stood up and said, you may never have to log in to Salesforce again.
As you heard, Headless 360 doesn't just change the way you work. Hey builders, you out there? You are not restricted to only building agents through Salesforce technology. You've got APIs, MCP tools, and CLI commands. Salesforce users, Headless to you. It means that Salesforce data comes to you. Update your CRM directly in Slack without opening the app. My CIOs, stop building separate agents for every channel. Build once and deploy across every surface and channel. And no one knows more about building and deploying than our amazing trailblazers. They are the driving force behind these successful Agentforce implementations. This is our trailblazer community. It's helping our customers put everything in place. We recently caught up with one of our trailblazers at TDX. Here's what Sarah Morton from Engine had to say.
It's no longer can we build it, it's okay, how do we build this and scale it and govern it well? I work for Engine. We're a modern travel management company, so we're helping businesses be able to book hotels, cars, flights all in one go. We have our customer-facing agent, we call her Eva, and she is able to handle those cancellations and booking requests. We have employee agents as well. It's connected to our Confluence, so they're completely up to date with our policies, our procedures, able to ask those questions that new hires want answers quickly. We were getting a ton of inbound emails, and it was just very overwhelming for our inbound team. And so we saw this opportunity to go ahead and automate this. When we implemented our first agent, that's where we learned the most. We were treating it more like a chatbot. And so with that, we were hitting a lot of latency, so a lot of misrouting. So we actually started with 35 topics, and we condensed that down to 8 topics. And that increased productivity and efficiency of the agent drastically. We were seeing less hallucinations because it wasn't routing to the wrong topic. Now when we go and create these new agents, that's the same architectural pattern that we do. We know what we've built in the beginning has worked, so we're able to just implement it a lot faster. We're building the trust by keeping the human in the loop so that we can make sure that our governance is on check. Your use case does not have to be fancy. It does not have to be big and shiny. It needs to provide value. Start small, and to jump in, dive in with both feet, and really identify a use case that is repetitive or manual for your human agents and give that to the AI. You're gonna build the trust and you're gonna build the confidence. You're really gonna be able to trust and scale a lot easier from there. The core Salesforce skill in this Agentforce era really is the soft skills, the communication with stakeholders, the ability to have the vision. Anyone can really dive in and learn and master this.
So we've talked about Agentforce and Headless 360, and we've heard how real customers are implementing Agentforce and the outcomes that they're driving. Let's hear it from one more. Mark sat down with James Skank, the president and CEO of PenFed Credit Union. Now, PenFed is all in on Agentforce adoption, which has led to some really incredible outcomes. Let's take a look.
You've heard the narrative on the SaaS apocalypse. Everybody's heard of this crazy thing that these AI apps are transforming, software, which it definitely is true. All of our products are just so much better because of it. But, how is it impacting how you're using Salesforce?
Let me just talk about how people make a buying decision, because I hear some of these stories. When somebody knocks on your door, are you going to open the door and give them the keys to your safe or the code to your safe, to your family's jewels? So every day, a CEO of any firm is going to get 50 cold calls. Somebody can do it different or better. How is a decision really made? First of all, does the firm, in this case Salesforce, have the product and service that we need? Second, do you have the engineers, the architects, the professionals to work with my team in order to bring that vision to reality? And then lastly, even if another firm had those first two, who is the firm standing behind it that can be there through good times and bad times that's going to stand behind that product or service? When you line up all three, that's where a good trusted partnership exists. That's why we went with Salesforce. So we worked with your team literally hand in hand. We said we want to streamline processes. We want to take out latency in the code. We want to do X, Y, or Z. Your team was there in the trenches at every level, engineers, architects, building out the vision. But then it's not just pie in the sky on a white sheet of paper. It's implementable. We have 76 agents running side by side with our employees. A good example is in our call centers. We have Agent Wingman. I'm an aviator, so I think they named it because I like Wingman. Agent Wingman is going to save me nearly $1.6 million this year. It's decreased our call handle time 10% this year, 50% reduction in after-call work times, and 40% reduction in held calls. So better experience for the member. Remember, they can go 8,000 other institutions. I want them to have a great experience each and every time with PenFed. It's got to be right each and every time. Yet I want my employees to do the knowledge work, building trust in the relationship, not entering what just happened on a phone call.
Hang on, folks. Is it just me? We literally just saw a surgeon talking like a technologist, and now we've got a CEO that's talking about his team and our team building agents together hand in hand, our forward deployed engineers. That's what success looks like. And finally, you heard Patrick say earlier that you might never log into Salesforce again. So what? But you probably still have a lot of work to do. So where are you going to do it? The answer to that is right where you are spending most of your time already. In Slack, with your favorite emojis, and Slackbot by your side. Or looking over your shoulder. Let's take a look.
Why should you ever log into Salesforce again? Maybe you never will.
This new Agentic enterprise is a system of context, a system of work, a system of agency, and a system of engagement.
My whole team can contribute to the idea.
You don't have to be an engineer to create these incredibly powerful workflows.
Slack just continues to win. Nobody wants to try to compete and build a better version. Most cutting-edge teams are hooked on it.
Slackbot is the fastest growing feature I have ever seen at Salesforce, maybe in the industry.
I think Slackbot is magic.
Slackbot is the most powerful AI tool that we use at Mr. Beast.
It's not just a chatbot. It's pretty much a full-blown agent.
This is the most excited I've been to be in technology in my entire career.
The limitation now is creativity and imagination. It's not really a question of how to build the thing. It's a question of what you want to build.
Slack owns the market. Your customers are in there, so the decision is already made for you.
Time to buy some CRM stuff.
It's called the Agentic Enterprise, and it's f***ing great.
Come on, who doesn't love Slackbot? I love this little guy. But more to the point, Slackbot is headless in action because it's not just about building, it's about working from any surface, any channel, and with any tools or models that you prefer. Most importantly, you can connect with your customers wherever they are. And speaking of customers and connections, Salesforce Connections just took place in Chicago. If you're a fan of agentic marketing and or Smashing Pumpkins, you were probably there. I was there. But if you weren't there, you can still watch it on demand at Salesforce Plus. And finally, the Agentforce World Tour is in full swing and headed to a part of your world soon. Come see us in London on June 18th or Boston on June 24th. You want to learn how to build agents? Going to one of these events is the best way to do that. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. We want to thank Dr. Chopra, Sarah Morton, and of course this guy, Slackbot. Thank you. But most of all, we want to thank you, the doers, the builders, the trailblazers. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. And we will see you next month right here on This Month at Salesforce.